Welcome back to another RSG stream. This is a special stream. I am Ranger J 1999. Welcome one and all. They dropped some bombs today, and we kind of figured something was in the works. Me and Finn talked about this during the lunch stream, but we're coming at you tonight to kind of discuss this. We can call this what the pre-Nerf Herder stream. You guys can go check out the Nerf Herder stream afterwards.
We're their pre-show.
Yeah.
We're their lead-in.
We're the pre-Nerf Herder thingy. But we're here to discuss the bombs they dropped today. There's some major stuff. I love it. Finn loves it for the most part, but has a major problem with one thing, and we're going to get into that. Why? Because we like to get the discourse going. You know, our discourse and our differences is what makes the game better, because it does listen to us. And besides giving Loki 20,000 crystals and all the characters, we would like to be in the same boat. I mean, wouldn't that be nice, Finn, if we could just get all, get that? I mean,
I think we could have that happen if they invited us over to the offices.
Yeah, someday we'll get invited, Finn. But we've got, so that's Dr. Finn Medicine Woman. He is here. Also joining us, the French magnifique himself, Grande Batron.
I'm doing my own stream right now.
You are.
Yeah, he's getting ready to do Grande number 4 of the day.
That's right.
That's right.
We don't want to hear that, Grande, so mute your mic. That's horrible.
Just messing with you.
I know you are. And then also joining us is our friend of the stream and a good friend of ours, Graham. Graham, what's going on, buddy?
Going pretty good. Man, they really did drop a bomb on us, didn't they?
Big time.
I like it.
I'm excited.
So we're going to get into it. So welcome everybody into the chat. Glad to have you here. Let me pull it up. We're going to get into this. Let's just get into it. We're going to kind of talk. I'll read it out, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Actually, let me see how many people we got watching us right now. That might be nice. I'm just saying. I'm no expert, but...
We're up to 52 right now.
Okay, we have 52 people watching us. Okay, let me pull up...
52.
You can say that, but you can't speak French. Ha ha ha. Just awful. Just bad man.
Yeah, I know.
Let me see here. Yeah, I got 54 people watching us. No, Grande, no. Stop it.
Oh, okay.
All right, so today, this is from CG Carey. The Road Ahead. Mega Thread. This is from the big thing. Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. I'm sure you guys have all seen the Game Changer stuff talking about it, but not only we're going to read and show you, but we're going to actually break it down and give you our opinions. Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, The Road Ahead. Grandi, would you like to read this?
No, I'm not looking at it at the moment, so
okay.
I would like to just listen.
Okay. As we embark on a new year, it's time for us to talk again about some of the changes planned for the near-term future of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and what the road ahead looks like for the game. Here's a peek at what's to come. New Sith Raid. We are extremely excited to announce that we are working on bringing you a brand new raid experience. This new raid takes place in Star Wars, the Old Republic timeframe, and allows players to take on the Sith Triumvirate of Darth Nihilus, Darth Sion, and Darth Traya. The raid will come out with our upcoming Quality of Life update. I expect to see some more updates on what the content will look like, and please keep an eye on forum announcements for more details. All right, shall we stop it there, or should I read the whole thing? That's a pretty big, giant, juicy bomb right there.
Well, I think you can take this one, Ranger, because I think this is...
I'm so happy!
Oh, dude, when I read that, I squealed like a little schoolgirl.
I know, I was like, wee, Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. Wow. I mean, we were pretty stoked about the stuff they did yesterday. We had the Sith Marauder. We're still getting the community split over the Darth Vader Palpatine rework. Some people love it. Some people says it's garbage, but at least they're trying. I mean, still more testing needs to be done. I know a lot of guys are still looking at it. So we'll get back to you once we collect some more data on what we think of the Vader. We kind of talked about it today, so I don't want to get into that today. But I'm super stoked. I cannot wait to see this. We talked about this today, Finn. I'm going to go to you first. I mean, that we thought maybe a raid would be possible, or a new game, or something was going to come down the pipe, right? I didn't expect this. I am beyond happy. I know it's another raid, but a raid like this, winning.
I'm fine with another raid. They just have to be careful on the time aspect, right? Yeah. Every time new content comes out, the biggest issue and the biggest thing that usually causes people to leave is the fact that they feel like there's just too much time invested in the game.
But you see, remember when we talked about Lunch Day, that if they did do a raid, they would have to address the quality of life stuff, and they did. That's why I'm so happy. CG, fantastic job. Now, the speculation I'd like to get into is, do we fight these guys and get Revan shards? Or will they get shards for Scion and Traya? And then we use them later on to get Revan. What do you guys think?
I'd be stoked to get Scion, man.
What if it's both? Do we think it's going to be both? Or do we think you fight these guys, you'll get the characters some other way? I think it's good rewards.
I think it's both.
Yeah, I think it's the first time we get a raid where we get Scion and Traya shards, right?
I don't think you'll get either. I think they'll give you currency to buy it.
Oh, well,
kind of like you have to buy
that's fine too. I'm fine with that.
I think you'll have to buy them, and then you'll have to use them for Revan later on. So you'll probably get some kind of currency for this new raid that you have to spend, like Wampa and Hermit Yoda.
Wampa.
That's my guess.
Or maybe it's for Malik.
Malik would be after this, so I don't think Malik will come into play for this event, right? Or not? No, he does play for this. I thought you said Malgus. I'm sorry. Malik could be another character you face at the end. That's a possibility.
Or he could be the reward.
He could be the reward on top of, you can get currency to buy Scion and Traya. It could be Revan. I mean, there's a lot of ways they can go with this. I mean, I don't even know what the format of the raid's going to be. We know we have to face Nihilus, Scion, and Traya.
I think maybe this is something too. At the end, I guess and correct me if I'm wrong here, Ranger, because I'm not super familiar with the lore here, but Nihilus and Scion turned on Traya, who was their master, right? Mm-hmm. So is it possible that the last phase is actually you fighting Traya and we just get Traya shards?
They broke off, right? Mainly because Nihilus couldn't control his hunger anymore and she couldn't control him, right? I'm trying to think of who. I don't know if he kills Traya. No, he doesn't, because she works with the fallen Jedi, who then goes and stops Nihilus. I'm trying to remember what happens to Scion. It's been a little while.
Hey, did you guys just get the thing in the game where we got 15 shards and 15 shards?
They were going to update it as a stealth. So what Grande is talking about, by the way, is that they said they were going to do a silent update in the game in order to get everybody their Holdo and Rose shards.
I just got them just now.
Yeah, so they might have just put it through and everybody get it.
I didn't get anything.
I'm restarting my game right now to check.
It? I really don't want to.
I don't know. I'm doing a Clash of Clans attack and then I'll do it.
Oh, well, yeah. Why don't you do Clash of Clans? We're talking about Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. That makes sense, thing.
That's okay. I was doing kind of the same thing. I was playing Marvel Strike Force earlier.
Why do we have you on?
Grande, am I the only one that only plays one game?
Yeah, me, Grande, you and me will talk. Let's talk, because the other two don't really care.
That'd be awesome.
I play one game.
Oh, is that the lightsaber build, Sir Loki?
Yeah, I just got my 30 shards, man. It's awesome.
Me too. The luck of the Loki is rubbing off on me. I pretty much just decided the more I hang out.
It's not. It's temporary. It won't last.
Why do I get the feeling that Loki actually got 30 shards of each?
Ranger.
Like we all got 30 total, and Loki got 30 of each.
Yes. Who said my name?
You do have to restart the game to get your shards, because I restarted and then they popped up in my inbox.
Chrome Cobra donated $2.
Oh, what do you
for
say?
always keeping us up on shit. Thank you.
Well, thank you, sir. All right, I'll restart the game. Let me see. Email gets a little tricky.
One of the guys in the RSG Discord brought up an interesting idea that maybe the reward for this raid is the Exile.
The Exile. I'm trying to think. What is that?
The Jedi Exile?
It could be her. They could introduce some new Jedi to the game from that era. you know, that you can get, you can use.
It also doesn't have to be related either.
No, it doesn't have to be.
We got OG Han from Rancor instead of like Luke, so who knows?
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it does. I mean, the reward could be something different. I just am really impressed. I mean, they're really listening, and I really like it, and I really like the design of this one. I thought the hat raid was good. You know, it had some bugs in the beginning that was kind of crappy. Rancor was good. It was the first raid. We were excited, you know. But this one, they're really going above. I mean, I can't wait to look at it and see it, you know. And I think that they're really understanding what the community wants in the game, right? And it's going to be something I think is going to be dynamite. So I give props for CG. I mean, I'm just drooling and salivating over the fact of who we're going to get and how we're going to get them, because it's just going to give us a chance to get more dark side. And I'm so happy. You know,
one thing is for sure, this is going to be freaking awesome.
Yeah. I mean, they could have issues and it could bomb, but I'm sure once they get everything worked out, then, we'll be able to, kind of break it down a little bit further. I mean, Loki, what do you think about the announcement of the new raid?
I hope we don't need Jedi at Gear 12. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't think so. I think it'd be like the other raids where you just have your best characters and stuff like that, like we've normally figured out.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I hope we win character shards of the two. I could totally see them doing a either or. So, you know, on the Night Sister event, you either win shards of spirit or zombie. I could totally see them doing that, making it random, so it's a long farm. But the raid, I'm really looking forward to. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I really am too. All right, so let's get anything else.
Level increase. Every time we've gotten a new raid, we got a level increase.
Yeah, but I'll take it for a raid. I'll take it.
And they just made credit cheaper and easier.
Yeah, that would kind of suck, but
I'll trade.
The timing is right. Somebody just soloed the entire heroic AAT, so that's usually about the time.
I'm getting 20 million with one team. I mean, I could see them increasing the level. I mean, don't want them to now, but I listen. If we get Revan and all these characters, make it 100. I don't care. Good Lord, I'm going all in. So. All right. Anything else we want to hit on that? I mean, it was just an announcement, so we don't have a lot of details about it other than we could just sit here and speculate about stuff. But let's get into quality of life improvements. We spend a lot of the year focused on the new features, and while we are keenly interested in bringing new content experiences to the players, we acknowledge the need to address opportunities to improve the existing game experience. Finesse new features after they're live and find time savings in older features so that players can spend their time where they choose. The upcoming quality of life update fulfills these objectives in a few ways. Fix for the raid ticket display. In January, we rolled out a partial fix that will be followed by a full fix to guilds that will serve as a time saver for officers and leaders in managing player activities. I did my 600, anyone? Additional simming. Time savings in routine activities were a big part of last year's quality of life update, and this one is no different. Galactic War is one of the larger player time sinks we're looking to alleviate, but we don't want to take away the experience entirely since it's a place for people to experiment with their team makeup. Excuse me. After beating Galactic War a certain number of times, the entire Galactic War will be simmable for full rewards. And they haven't said what that's going to be, but yeah, it's nice. Multi-simming will also be brought to the ship challenges, unrelated to progress on the capital ship events, to bring it in line with the daily challenges, which already have multi-sim capabilities. The credit heist and training droid events will now also be simmable. Good. Pre-battle text search. On the squad select screen, players will now be able to bring up a filter that searches for any character name or tag. This will help ease the creation of squads without having to go in and out of the character inventory page. All right. Those are the quality of life changes. Finn, what do you think?
I am happy about those. I think it was... Well, I don't necessarily mind. I don't think the credit heist really took a long time, but it's nice that we have the ability to sim.
Sim and all that stuff is good. I think the big one's Galactic War. Do you agree? Or
I agree, but one thing to be cautious about. If you are not farming a lot of hard nodes, right, you are going to be running low on sim. If they charge like 12 sim tickets, it's going to be easy for people to start using their sim tickets really, really quickly. So just be cautious of that if you guys are looking at your sim tickets. There was a sim ticket crunch for a lot of free-to-play players, and that was because they went to the non-hard nodes and were farming like all this gear, and you don't make back your sim tickets fast enough with that.
I wonder how many sim tickets I have.
Is it a plethora?
I have 34,500 sim tickets. I've never been short on sim tickets.
Yes, I know. You buy stuff. Shut up.
No, all I do is I just do hard nodes.
Yes, I know, but you also don't have a need for a lot of the crap either.
What do you mean?
So, I hate you.
I need all kinds of crap.
But if you buy more than just 100 refreshes at times,
that's right, Grande. You suck. Say
it's very rare. I buy the 50s and I buy the 100s in Cantina. That's it. 50s and 100s.
That's what I do too.
I have 6,000, but I had gotten down to 2,000 during that time. I think I said it
over and over again. Spot. Hard node until you can't hard node anymore. And guess what? Today's hard node day. I have everything on hard nodes done, and I'm still the #1 person with hard nodes in our guild. And I have every character that's hard notable at 7-star. And I have 1,300, 1,600, or 1,360 as my hard nodes for today.
Yeah. And so just something to be cautious about if you guys are free to play and you're just doing like minimal stuff. Like you can be at 2,000, and if you watch your sim tickets and you're not doing a lot of hard nodes, you'll see that your sim tickets will start dropping. You'll lose, I think at the time I figured out you lose like 20 a day roughly with all your stuff. And I did a whole calculation on our Blogspot page at the time to say how much you needed on average. But just something to keep an eye out, because you're going to be using like another 12 for Galactic War. Then you have the multi-simming for the ship, so that's like another 4 per day. Then you'll have the credit heist whenever they come, which will be like another, maybe 2 a week or something like that, which isn't a lot, but just something to keep an eye out.
Okay. Back to the reading.
I want to ask Loki about that.
Yeah, Loki, what do you think about these? Well, let's ask Grim. Grim, what do you think about this quality of life stuff?
I think they're going in the right direction. This is some good changes that are coming. To be honest, I think they should have done the Galactic War simming before they adjusted the difficulty, but because I actually liked it being difficult.
Yeah.
They need the sandbox mode.
Yeah.
Because I enjoyed, I literally did what they were talking about. I was using Galactic War to test out teams. Now I can't really do that because everything steamrolls right through all the way to node 12.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, they need to have a hard version and an easy version of Galactic War.
Grande likes it.
And let the player choose. I do. I like it hard all the time, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, Grande, you'll be proud of me today. I got my first date on Kylo Ren Unmasked. He's almost gear 11. How about now?
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. I love.
You're really digging it.
I really do, man. I didn't go into Vader or Palpatine. I was like, I'm staying on target like you should. Getting Kylo Ren done, man. That's what it's all about. I'm finishing First Order up too.
Now you know why I kept on saying Kylo Ren Unmasked leadership is amazing.
He's amazing, man. He really is, man. I'm on the First Order bandwagon train. All right, Loki. Anything you want to add, buddy, to the quality of life stuff?
No, I love the Galactic War simming. I said it during one of our many streams like months ago. So they're listening to us.
It's right, Loki, guys. It's like they are listening to us. Now, if we could
conspiracy, man.
If we can just get invited, because I would like a free T-shirt and a hug from Cozy. All right.
A free T-shirt and a hug. Actually, you probably need a cap. Probably.
Yeah. Well, you guys have all seen I'm wearing the new Ranger hat.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like the Ranger hat.
Yeah, it was. I had to look.
So do I.
It's cool. It's got the logo on the other side here too. I mean, it's cool. The Ranger here and there. Let's see here. Let's see. Pre-battle text search. So we already did that. So territory war changes. Here we go. Successful defense. For those of you wondering how well your defense squads fared against your opponents, we will now be displaying the number of defenses that each squad has had to help inform you your future territory wars experiments. Tiebreakers. While fewer than 2% of battles are currently ending in ties, we know that it disproportionately affects some of the higher guild GPs. Excuse me, I'm drinking too much root beer. Leveraging the successful defense systems, we are now introducing extra banners for beating a defensive squad the first time. That means that when two squads have a tie, the one that beat the other with the fewest losses will win. Increasing defensive squads for top guilds. As top guilds have so many squads, the average of 4 defensive squads per player isn't allowing them to fully demonstrate the strength of their rosters, is not challenging them, and can lead to ties. We've increased the number of defensive squads required per person at the top tier of play. There are more fixes and improvements coming in the quality of life release, and those will be detailed more fully in the release notes. All right, let's begin this, because some of us love this, and some of us, and I'm not going to say any names, but they love Twinkies, does not like this. Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman, I will give you the floor. Begin your rant.
Okay. So first off, the successful defenses part, where you get to see how many defenses your team had, I think that's a great feature. I think a lot of us do it and wonder how well our defenses did, and we can't really see it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be neat. I don't know if they're doing this or not. If you could keep it in the territory but grayed out, so you could see it afterwards, because unless you're looking at it live, you're not going to really see the defensive numbers, right? Because then the team disappears from your territory, and then you won't be actually able to see it. So I would hope that they leave it so it's just grayed out, and you can still see the defense numbers to see how many attacks it needed. Otherwise, it's going to be very hard to see that number, despite the usefulness of it. I'm going to skip the tiebreak one and get to the other one, which is increased defensive squads for top guilds. We discussed this a little bit. I think it was you, Grande, that gave the number. I think it was like you could have 8 squads for every attack versus like in Fleet where you only have like 4, right?
Hold on. I have a sheet that shows it somewhere, but
Yeah.
Basically it's a little bit over 5. You have a little, if you think about it, the total number that's in the guild, you basically there's like a 5, almost 6-to-1 odds,
Right.
for offense versus defense.
Right. And so obviously characters have a big impact on territory wars. As you get into the higher numbers, you have more of those characters in gold gear. You have more of them with like full mods. So obviously you're going to have more to use. So I don't necessarily think that the defensive squad for top guilds are bad. The question is how many. We have to see the exact numbers on there. So with that one, not really a problem. Just depends on where they started, how much they add. So with that, I'm okay. My problem comes with the tiebreak aspect. The tiebreak aspect makes no sense. It's not a tiebreak if you add banners. So there is a major difference between changing a scoring mechanic and changing and breaking a tie. Inherently, what they're saying is going to be a lie, because they have a statement there that says when 2 teams have a tie, the one that beats the other with the fewest losses will win. That can't be true, because they said they are awarding banners for beating a defensive squad the first time. So just as an estimate, since we don't have any numbers, let's say you get an extra 10 banners for beating a squad the first time. And you're in a war and you're all tied up and you're down to the last territories. Your guild kills 11 teams and requires 2 attacks to kill all of them. The other team kills 10 teams, but one of them they kill on the first try, so they get 10 extra banners. Now you have a tie, but your guild killed 11, the opposing guild killed 10. The 11 should always win if this is intended to be a tiebreak. This is now a scoring mechanic change. You can't call it a tiebreak. You're no longer trying to break ties. You are just changing the way scoring is done in territory wars. So don't call it a tiebreak. You are now changing territory wars. and you are changing it over 2% of battles that could have been changed in a tiebreak. All you need to do is remove the banners from being any part of this. You say in the first part that you're counting the number of successful defenses. Keep track of that. Then you have a total number of successful defenses. If both teams have killed equal number of teams, and obviously they filled up their defenses full, then you have a true tie, and you can use the total number of successful defenses as a tiebreak. If you add banners, it is now a scoring change, and you are now changing scoring mechanics on territory wars. So just make sure you're clear about that. Are you changing the scoring mechanic, or are you making a tiebreak? Because this is not a tiebreak. The way you worded it, you are changing the way territory wars works. That's what pisses me off. Don't call it a tiebreak. You're not doing anybody a favor. You are changing the way it works as a whole. You are not trying to break any ties. So that's what pissed me off, because they call these things like they're trying to help us out because we asked for a tiebreak. This is not a tiebreak. They're just changing the way the game is running. If they want to change it, fine. That's their prerogative. It's their game. They can change the way territory wars works. They can add more territories, less territories, whatever the hell they want to do. But this is not a tiebreak. So just be clear. If you're making it a tiebreak, tell us exactly what the tiebreak is. Don't say you're adding banners, because banners is a scoring mechanic. You are now changing the scoring mechanic.
All right, Grande, I would like you to give the repose, please.
I don't think it's true. I think that they're basically trying to do something, and I think something is better than nothing. I mean, there's multiple different things that happen in different sports. And if we use the sports analogy where you have two different teams fighting, for example, as long as you get the ball in the basket, depending on where you're at.
I'm laughing because earlier said if you put the basket into the goal, I was like, what the?
We were talking about it earlier. But if you do it, depending on how you do it and where you do it from, you can get a 1, a 2, or a 3 by having more variation in the number of banners. And we don't really know how they're going to do this yet, right? So I think both Finity and I need to reserve a little bit of judgment here until we actually see how.
Let him say his point, and then you can repose.
And the way I understand it is. The way I understand that the software works is that we only have they only have a way to really track positive points. They don't have a way to track to give another like sports analogy. They don't have a way to track sacks, right? They don't have a way to track like a defensive stat. It's the same reason why like they used to have a stat for those players that are really, really old. Whenever you go to your name in game, it used to say the number of losses in arena. Remember that? Like even before guilds were out, it was one of these stats on your stat sheet where it shows like your GP and your character GP and your ship's GP. That got removed because it was like I don't think it was tracking right, and so they can't really track it. And so that's the reason why they can't really track defends, if that makes sense. It's not how they're set up to be tracking things.
All right. Go ahead, Finn.
So the sports analogy doesn't quite work. With basketball, when they added the 3-point line, they didn't say that this was anything other than changing the way the game works. They built the 3-point line in order to generate more interest. That was their intention. The intention was to change the game, get more publicity, allow for something more fun with a farther away shot. This wasn't designed to break any tie. Similarly, in football, they were intending to make it more difficult at the point after, so they extended it back. They didn't put it in any guise of a tiebreak. The closest thing in sports to a tiebreak is your win-loss record, which is exactly what the banners are in territory wars. If you have 9 wins and 7 losses, and you are tied with another team that has 9 wins and 7 losses, they will go to a tiebreak. So a tiebreak will then look at, let's say, your division record. So if your division record is 2-1 and the other one is 1-2, then you are squared away. The person with the 2-1 has a better division record than the one that has a 1-2. Versus if they now say a division win gives you 2 wins instead of 1, you could have a team that actually wins 8, but wins 1 extra division game and now has 9 wins and has the same record as a 9-7 team, but they actually have 1 less win in total. That changes the way you are scoring. You can't change the way you are scoring and call it a tiebreak. A tiebreak has to be you keep the scoring mechanic exactly the same. Two teams result in the exact same score. How do we say that one team is better than another? If you want to use defensive wins or the defensive survival or whatever they say for that, perfectly fine. There's no issue with me saying that there is a tiebreak. If they want a tiebreak, that's fine. This isn't a tiebreak. They're changing the way the scoring is done. So that's like saying instead of getting into the back of the end zone, in order to change the touchdown rule, they're now going to make it 8 points or something like that. The win-loss record has to stay the same. You add a tiebreak as a stat separate from the scoring mechanic in order to break a tie.
But
so as soon as you say you are adding banners, you are now changing the score, and now you are changing the game. Basketball said they are changing the game with the three-point play.
Okay.
Football changed the game with the field goal. They changed it with the extra point. They changed it with the extension of the extra point. They changed it with the rule of the kickoff. They are changing the game. So you can't say that this is not a tiebreak with the way that they wrote it.
Okay, I'm going to disagree with you, Finn, because just like when it comes down to ties with certain teams with records in the NBA and football, sometimes it comes to points scored. It happens. There's different ways that you can do it. So,
right, but that's another tier.
But you're making it.
The main scoring mechanic is win-loss.
Hold on. You have two teams that are tied right now. Something's got to be done, right? Now, I don't really care how they do it. They've gone the route of putting more points viable into there so that it's harder to get a tie. In my mind, by definition, that's to avoid tiebreakers. Could they have worded this better? Yes. However, just like in certain cases in the NBA, you can have the same record, same division record. Sometimes it comes down to points, right? How many points you scored versus how many points they scored during the season or however you want to put it, right? So that could be what they're trying to do. And I think the more possible ways of different combinations, which we don't have all the information. So I think Grande's right about Brazil.
I grant that. We don't have all the information.
We don't have all the information. So
I'm going based on how they worded it.
Yeah, I don't understand some of the wording here, but that's okay. I think just the general synopsis of I kind of understand what they're saying, right? The more ways you can score points separates the possibility of just, if you have one flat thing, win-loss, right? And there's only so many regions. That's why there's so many ties. And again, they say disproportionately on the higher tiers, right? Yeah, it's 2%, but a lot of it happens up top because everybody's got everything. They go at each other, and it ends in a lot of ties, right? So coming up with another way of giving another defensive squad or adding points within, points that you can score for different situations in there, it's just, instead of shooting, it's like shooting twos or threes, right? You go for the 3-pointer shot, you end up with more points, right? So
but
I think
it's not.
Yes, it is. If I hit 15 threes and you hit 6 twos,
yes, but that's not the point of the game.
Yeah.
The point of the game is to get the win.
I did win. I beat you by 2 points. I don't understand
but the point, I know, but in territory wars, the goal is to beat the team, right? Your goal is to beat, in my war is 24, and yours is to beat each of those 25 teams, right? If you are facing somebody in basketball, right, and you beat them by 10 points, you still get 1 victory. You don't say, if I beat them by 20 points, I get an additional victory. So now I get 2 wins.
But with certain knowledge
that is what
you're
they're
for
doing.
Sports, but this is a different kind of setup.
But it's the same in any game. You don't change the fundamental.
You cannot link
mechanic.
all games as the same kind of thing.
All games have a scoring mechanic. If you change the scoring mechanic, it is no longer a tiebreak. A tiebreak uses a separate stat. It can use points. There's no issue with using points.
Everybody has different ways of dealing with tiebreakers, Finn.
Right, but you can't change the scoring mechanic. No tiebreak anywhere changes the scoring mechanic.
The NFL does it. College football does it.
They don't change the score. They don't change the scoring mechanic in a way of saying that it's a tie.
No, but they force you to do certain things and make the rules.
They make you do something else in order to break the tie.
Okay.
They don't change the game. So the game of football, in college football, right? The 4 quarters stay exactly the same. You don't play those 4 quarters any different. After the 4 quarters are done and you get a tie
Right.
because you played the game in the exact same way, then you can have whatever the hell else you want. You can flip a coin. For all I care, their tiebreak could be they flip a coin 50-50. That is a tiebreak. This is not a tiebreak. This changes the 4 quarters of play. This is somehow saying that one touchdown of a longer length is worth more than a touchdown of a shorter length.
That's not what they're saying, Finn.
That is what they're saying. They're saying
not.
you get extra banners for beating a team
you don't
on the
have
first
all
time.
the information, so you're drawing conclusion based off facts that we don't have. I'm not saying that I'm right
I am
either.
reading what they said. They said we are now introducing extra banners for beating a defensive squad the first time.
Okay, but
I'm reading it verbatim. They are introducing extra banners. Banners are the scoring system.
So there's more ways to score. What's wrong with that?
I have one point. I have one point to make.
Grande, you know that calms me down. I hate you.
Look, Finn, I don't disagree with your point. I just think, what if they decided, hey, this particular game mode needs to be slightly more complicated than we originally intended, and we should have.
Say it.
And we should. Well, yeah.
Don't call it a tiebreak. Tiebreaks inherently don't change the scoring system. That's my point.
But people are trying. They're trying to frame it in a way that you may not agree with, but I still think it's a decent change.
I'm fine with the change. First off, I don't think it's necessary to go to that extent. Just keep track of the number of defenses. Whoever has more defenses wins. I think that's
but I don't think they can. I don't think they can do that though.
I don't know if they can or can't. So that may just be some. And it's weird if they can't, because then they're introducing the successful defenses as a stat on there. So that means somewhere it's storing that number. So it would seem weird to me that it's not possible. But let's just suppose it is, right? There are other ways you can introduce a tiebreak without changing the scoring mechanic. If they want to change the scoring mechanic and they want to change the way territory wars work, fine. It is their game. It is their prerogative. It is no longer a tiebreak. You are now changing the game fundamentally because you are changing the scoring mechanic.
I think it's an argument of words. I do too. So I do too. I want to get Loki and Grimm's thoughts on this. Loki, what do you think, buddy?
In my opinion, I don't even think we need a tiebreaker anymore. So, I think people have gotten comfortable with the way it is now, and you don't see that many complaints anymore. I see Finn's point. You're just adding more banners or another scoring mechanic that you can probably find to exploit or something, or maybe it's to cover up something that people have been using. So, it is what it is. But, I personally don't think you need a tiebreaker, honestly.
All right. What about you, Graham? Did we lose Graham?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just...
I know you're playing another game. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Actually, no, I'm not playing anything right now. I've been listening to Finn and Grande go at it, which is freaking awesome. But
it's like the old days.
On paper, it sounds reasonable to me. What it actually does in game remains to be seen.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Let's get more detail, and then we take it from there. I see both sides, but I don't have all the facts and stuff, so there we go.
And just to clarify, right, I don't mind the system if that's the way they're trying to change the game, right? I don't like the fact that it shifts a little bit more towards offense. That tends to seem like it's going to cause a little bit more cheesing on defense, potentially, since you're trying to win things on the first try. But even then, I don't mind that they're changing the system. I just don't like that they're trying to frame it as a tiebreak, because they're calling it quality of life change, and we have asked for a tiebreak. Specifically, some way to break a tie. That's my biggest issue. It's not necessarily just the semantics of it. We asked a way for a tie to be broken. We didn't ask for an overhaul of the scoring system. So that's my biggest complaint. They're putting it in a quality of life, and it's not a quality of life if you're changing the way the game works. Because now you have to change your strategy a little bit more too. It's no longer about necessarily just beating the other team. It's now trying to find the best way to beat that team. And you lose kind of some of the strategy with using 2 teams or 3 teams to beat something if you're trying to wear it down and those kind of things.
Okay. Last thing, I don't know if this has been released before, but it says Wicked Night Sisters and the character release cadence.
Yeah, this
same
is a
thing.
copy of the other one. Yeah.
So I was looking at that like, wait, didn't we already have that? So that's the big thing. So we got the Sith coming in, and then we've got the.
Did we talk about the additional defenses for higher tier guilds?
Yeah, we did. Do you want to add something about that?
I think it sucks. They shouldn't do it, but that's my opinion.
Why do you say that?
That's dumb. It's dumb because we're already running like Finn, and then now if they introduce that whole thing, you have to put good defense up, so you're gonna have like crap, and then now you have to farm, and
but
I
you
think it
have
sucks.
everything.
But then what's gonna happen if like a higher tier guild gets matched up with like a 20 mil or 30 mil GP?
Yeah, see, that's the other thing about that. Yeah,
but the matchmaking system is. I mean, I think it is mathematically possible, and of course, we are talking about a very, very, very small population, a player-based population, right? It is possible for Guild 1, I think, to match with Guild 15, because I know, like, 3 territories back, Guild 2 matched with Guild 14, and you're just thinking, holy moly, Guild 2 matched with Guild 14? Jiminy Cricket. I mean, that's like a 30 mil GP difference. That's like them having an additional 10 players on the team. That's like a 3-man football team from Uvalde playing the Dallas Cowboys. And you're like, oh, I wonder why they didn't win. Well, no crap, they didn't win, man. They didn't win because the whole school's only got 7 boys, and 3 of them play football both ways versus a professional team that has 50 players that get paid. So it seems a little bit like that there need to be some minor adjustments to matchmaking in certain brackets so that you don't end up with this huge spread of at certain levels.
And if you want a true quality of life change to territory wars, we've said it like 800 times, increase the rewards. The rewards are way too low.
That would be great quality of life update. Yes.
Seriously,
here's the thing,
all the things you can do, increase the rewards.
If you're a 20 mil less GP guild and you somehow beat another guild that's 20 mil GP more, you should get more rewards. I mean, holy shit, man!
Yeah, you should be like,
that's like
jackpot that guy right there. That group of 50 dudes, they get like 27 Zetas, they get like 30, they get like 500 Omegas, and they get like 6 fully crafted pieces.
I just want a T-shirt and a hug from Cozy.
He wants a T-shirt and a hug. He wants his picture taken in mid-hug.
I'll take that too. I don't hate you, Cozy. I'll still take a hug.
No, too late.
I don't know. I'd want
something else.
I'd want to go to EA and get my picture taken next to the Malgus statue, and be like, "Oh, holy crap, he's tall."
Is he force choking me? I love it. All right, so
he wants a shirt that says "I went to EA and all I got was a T-shirt." Come on, man.
I'm a simple man, Grande.
Okay.
Actually, knowing EA, you'd have to pay for the T-shirt.
Oh, come on now.
No, they're not like that. Jeez.
Yeah, you have to pay for the entrance.
And the T-shirt.
Not everything in life is free,
Mm-hmm. You got to pay to get into the store.
All right. I think we've hit the main points here. It's a lot of stuff to digest. Do we have questions? Have you been collecting questions, Finn?
Yeah, I've been getting them. There's a lot of back and forth about me, apparently. So.
Well, I mean...
Don't make Finn angry. You won't like him when he's angry.
Yes.
I just don't like anything that I know it might just be a mistake in the wording, but I don't like being felt like I'm intentionally being misled. And that's what this seems like to me with being put in the quality of life changes.
That's all right. That's why we have the discourse, so people can express their opinions. Not everybody's going to agree with you, Finn. Not everybody's going to agree with me and Grande, and that's okay. We just throw it out there, give you both sides, and you guys make up your own mind what you do. We're not going to try to sway you one way or the other.
But we do. But we do it in a respectful way.
Right. I mean, if you agree with me, you agree with me. If you disagree with me, you disagree with me. That's okay, as long as you don't call somebody.
Grande goes, ha ha ha, and I calm down.
No, that's ridiculous.
Not fair.
Hashtag.
Here's the thing. Finn and I love the debate this kind of stuff.
Oh, God, it's
we do it all. We do it all the time. I respect the hell out of Affinity, which is part of the reason why it makes it so fun that we can get so adamantly on different sides of an issue. I mean, remember when I said, "Hey, only do hard node farms," and it probably took like 6 months for you to kind of think that maybe my way was actually pretty darn good.
So I was never fully against you, right? My strategy, at least when I was leveling up, was to only do 3 hard nodes, and that was primarily because there weren't as many characters in the game as there were. Now there's so many characters. I would be silly not to.
I said do them all.
Yeah, I was doing 3 and then gear in order to try and keep my roster up. But now it's silly to do that. There's way too many characters. You have to do all hard nodes.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to the questions because I'm sure there's a lot of questions and feedback and stuff. So let's get to that, and then we can start having more discussions about this stuff.
All right. So first question is from Sanely Red. He asks, which character do you guys think will be the new character that we get in the Sith Raid? So we discussed a little bit, but each one of us can give our final one.
We thought maybe you get Traya and Scion as rewards, or maybe, which makes sense because then you get those characters, farm them up, and then they'll release Revan later, or possibly they'll do some other way for you to farm them out of a store, and you get Revan as a reward. What do you think, Locomotive?
No, I think it's going to be the 2. But again, I think they're going to alternate them. Meaning it's going to be RNG like the Night Sister. I truly think they're going to.
When Loki said that, I was like, "Ooh, he's spot on. That makes perfect sense."
It makes sense. I don't like that though.
That's going to be. I don't like
it. I don't like it because it puts the time limit on the raid, right? So that means, if you're going to power farm and do the raid and you got to do it every day or not every day, but every time you get the currency, whatever the currency is going to be now, if there's going to be separate currency now, it puts a little RNG on the raid reward, so no one person or no one guild can power farm the reward character, right? So you put 2 kinds of shards, and if you just got bad RNG and you get one of the other, right? And that's how it is. They stretch it out without that's their whole thing is they don't want people to get it right away, right? I mean, they want the long farm, and I can totally see them doing it.
I unfortunately agree with you, Loki. Unfortunately. Like when he said that, in my head, I heard Sideshow Bob going.
All right. What's the next?
Yeah, I think we're just getting straight currency to
straight cash, homie.
Mm-hmm, straight cash.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they have some currency. They have a spot you can farm which one you like, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would be kind of cool. I mean, I think Loki, if they do they give you rewards for one of the other RNG, I'm fine with it as long as you have another spot like in a store where you can pick up shards other ways too. I think that would be cool too.
All right. The next question, we answered it partially, but except for characters. So this is a question from Keyboard, and I'll add the caveat: except for characters.
Is she hungry?
What do you think the rewards will be for the new Sith Raid? So non-character rewards. Do you think they'll add anything special in the raid?
Yes.
Yeah.
If it's more challenge gear, I will lose it.
Yeah.
No. Come on, bro. You know what's going to happen. We got a new raid. That means we get a new level increase. With a new level increase, that means you get those other 3 pieces of gear that go on gear 12, man.
So you got the right side, but then it doesn't go to gear 13 yet.
Correct.
Yeah,
so you
I
get
can see
2.
that.
So they unlock 2 of the pieces, like the top 2 pieces, but you don't get the bottom one. Or you get all 3 pieces. You hit the button, and then there's nothing for you to put on at gear 13. And we leveled to level 90.
And then?
And then, I don't know.
And
So,
then,
I just want a Zeta. I want a Zeta with the raid rewards. That's
that'd
all
be
I care
nice. Another place to get a Zeta.
Yeah, that
I
would
want a
be
Zeta.
nice.
I want an Omega, man.
Give both. Give 3 Omegas and a Zeta for every victory.
Yes, please.
3 Omegas. Give me 6 Omegas and a Zeta.
Now you're just being greedy.
No, you
No.
be greedy.
6 Omegas and a Zeta every raid.
Yeah, for the nightmare version.
The nightmare version.
To be honest, you know, I mean, you know, for higher end guilds, I don't know what the time frame is going to be on this. I mean, we Rancor every other day, every 2 days, and we heroic AAT every 3 days. I'd like to do this new Sith Raid, you know, sooner than every 4 days. That seems kind of wah. Like it's new content. Let's do it at a faster pace than you know, let's keep it every 3 days or something like that. Let's not, or make it every 2 days. Let's not make it every, you know, 4 or 5 or 6 days. I mean, that's silly.
I would be okay if they were to run it every 2 days.
Yeah.
I don't like the stuff that it takes a freaking week to complete.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah, we've got enough stuff that takes 6 days to complete, or it takes 4 days to complete. Let's go back to the 2 or 3 day stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha. Okay, next question, please.
Okay, next question is from Artorius Draknight, and he says, do you think after the release of this raid we'll finally get mod loadouts? So do you think we're going to get a lot more mods? And do you think they might even level up mods?
No, mods at level 15 is as high as it goes, man.
But what about different dot levels?
Man, we've talked about that for forever.
Mm-hmm.
I personally would see them doing another level increase before they did a dot increase on mods. I mean, they could, right? They could. You know, past experience says, you know, new raid means level increase. That's what my past experience has been. So and that seemed to work out pretty okay for them. I think a mod dot increase would throw some people into a tizzy. And they would have I don't think they want another mod gate, which is why they haven't really touched mods, right? Nobody seems really upset with the status quo in mods. I think that if you do that, you could get a lot of people that spend a lot of money on mods that might be kind of upset. You could get a lot of people who haven't, who've got a lot of time invested in mods being kind of upset about it. So I think mods for these developers, in my opinion, is very close to the third rail of politics. You kind of don't screw with Medicare and Medicaid in American politics. As devs at Capital Games, I'd probably tell them not to mess around with mods and to mess around with other stuff instead.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Unless they build on it. I did one of the theory crafting
I know.
things. They have to make use of the Mark V in order to get the Mark 6, kind of like your gear, where you have to go through gear 11 in order to get to gear 12. If they don't make use of the Mark 5 in order to get to Mark 6, then I 100% agree with you. No one's going to want to farm all those new Mark 6 mods and everything.
Oh, yeah. Was that the one where you were talking about, like, maybe do a fusion where you take 2 5 dots to make a 6 dot and stuff like that?
Yeah, it was 3 of them. So you would take 3 5 dots, and then you could take the stats off of one of them that you already have to transfer to the 6, and you waste the other 2, and it combines it into a Mark 6.
That would actually be pretty cool, I think, if they were to do something like that.
Because then you'd make use of all the useless ones, too, that a lot of people have, and you just throw on pilots and stuff.
I play this game because I like Star Wars. I don't play this game because I like shapes and squares and colors.
Grande, you're the last person to say you don't like mods.
Really? The mod master saying this? Get the hell out of Dodge. Grande, you're a bad man.
I'm not saying that I don't like mods and that I like making sure I can augment my characters. And it is a very cool thing. But if I wanted to friggin' play with colors and shapes, I would play fucking Bejeweled, and I would not play Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
If there was a Star Wars Bejeweled, I may play that.
Yeah, that's different.
Actually, there is one, but
is there? Oh,
there
Lord,
right,
oh,
Lord.
But you get my point, though, right?
Yes.
I'm not jacking around with this game because I like mods. I'm playing this game because I like characters.
Big mods and he cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When a mod walks in with the itty waves that around thing in his face, he gets sprung.
Well, it's funny though.
What I like about mods is positioning mods and making my character different than somebody else's, or getting the most out of my character because I'm really good at playing with this little puzzle on the side. I don't really like the fact that now I'm going to go through this whole portion where I put a fusion furnace in, and I grab 3 mods, and I put them in the furnace, and of course, you know, the damn furnace is the darn fusion thing is going to have a timer on it where I can only fuse 3 mods. I can only fuse 3 mods together every 4 hours unless I want to refresh for Crystal Affinity. I mean, that's not the game I want to play.
That's the game you are playing. What the hell do you think?
I don't know what you're talking about, Grondy. You're a bad man. Shut up.
No, we're not playing. Right now, we are not playing a game where we basically fuse, you know, 2
Somebody
circles in a square
Grondy
together.
his damn crayons and coloring book.
You're not playing a game where you're fusing it, but farming mods and challenges isn't any more mind-numbing than that.
I don't know.
You're not getting good mods every time you're doing the mod challenges. You're literally buying energy, throwing them in the challenge. Every time it comes up, you're going through all of your shapes that have any color besides like green or white to see if there's a speed secondary. Then you go through and you level up your shape in order to see if you get a speed. You're doing the exact same thing, just without the furnace.
All right, let's go to the next question.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to let Grande say it. The name is John, and what's his last name?
Morgan.
Close enough.
I'm not even reading the chat. I'm like driving in my car.
I know. So John Moran.
Moran.
Did you say Morgan? Oh my God.
No, but he wasn't reading it.
That's better than the first
I'm
time.
about to lose it.
I knew. Look. I knew it had an A at the end and not an O because I screwed it up last time. But that was about as far as I got.
Okay.
So John Moran says, Ranger, do you think the new raid would give the exile so you will need her to get Revan in another part of the raid or an event where she goes to rescue him? They could still give the currency to buy Treya or Sion.
Could be a possibility. The exile, she goes after Nihilus. It was Basilisk Shan that brought Revan back to the council. They mind wiped him to the Jedi thing and stuff, and they went and married, and of course they had their kid. But I could still see the exile being something along those lines. I definitely could. I mean, there's so much speculation. It's exciting though because we're all salivating on which way they're going to go and who you might need and stuff. Just the fact that we can talk about this finally, it really makes me excited. So I don't see why not. That's a great point. Will it happen? I have no idea, but I like your thinking.
All right.
If it does happen, rock on.
I will pee my pants.
Yeah. Anything that gets Ranger Revan, you'll pee his pants.
Yeah, so I will pee my pants. Well, I'll drink a lot, then I'll pee my pants.
Next question from Mostef Isley. With the new Sith Raid, do you think that a level cap increase is far behind? And I'll throw this in there too. How far up do you think the level cap increase goes?
Oh, 90, right? Does everybody think it'll be higher than 90?
No, 90, and it comes out the same day as the raid.
Yeah, which is just understandable.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty much seeing that as well. So start saving your credits.
I have already begun.
Yeah, I didn't spend any today. Now I'm not going to be able to buy mods from the mod store. I've been going broke lately because I've been at least getting some speed secondary mods in the mod store. They haven't leveled up very well, but
yeah, I'm broke as well. I just took Hermit Yoda from 1 to 85 today, so I am broke.
Yeah,
that was 7.5 mil.
Yeah. All right. Next question is from Blake Ward. So he says, when the new raid comes out, and if we do get a level increase, do you think we'll get a nightmare mode like a level 90 version of Rancor and Heroic AAT?
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead, Loki.
The answer is they should. I don't know if they will.
It'll be a mythic event, like a mythic raid. That's what it's going to be.
They really should, though.
I agree with Loki.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about this before, right? The entrance for new players. They could reduce the cost of like the current tier 7 and the heroic AAT, create a nightmare mythic version of heroic AAT for everybody else, and then let other people catch up on getting Kenobi. And
there should be a mythic raid, and it costs 150,000 currency, like maxed out. And you got one shot at it. That's it.
No,
And you
screw
gotta
that.
make your currency again.
No, cut it. They need to cut the prices on the raid as it is.
Yeah.
Let us raid more, not less.
I want like big rewards, but I want it like we gotta save up like 3 days to do it, so it gives us time to do the raid.
Yeah, but do you realize how that's going to screw over everyone? Because if one person misses their 600, the next day you're wasting 29,000 tickets.
Well, they fixed the 600, so it should be good.
I know, but you're still. If one person misses for whatever reason,
well, then he gets the boot.
Yeah, but now you can't
I don't like
replace
that
people.
plan.
Because of territory wars and territory battles, you can't like kick people out as easily. Now, if you kick them out in the middle of a territory war and territory battle, you kind of screwed yourself.
No, I hear you. I think they need to make it super hard. They need to make the rewards like awesome, and then it's totally worth it.
I just don't think it's worth it for the 150. They should keep the same value. Make the new mythic version like 90,000, like the heroic AAT is, but then reduce heroic AAT for all the newer players so they can catch up on Kenobi and Han Solo. I like the values where they are, personal. 150,000. Loki's trying to like kill every single guild out there.
Word.
No, you just gotta pick, man. That's all it is.
All right.
But I want this thing hard, man. Remember when the Rancor came out? We could figure it out for like months. I want that feeling back, man. I miss it.
I get a feeling this one is gonna be exactly like that.
Yes.
It's gonna take a while to figure out.
I want like my Gear 12, like Jedi Ray or whatever, like hit for nothing. I want to see it. I want this thing to be hard, man.
All right. Next question from Doc Ariok. For Sandbox, should we use ally points or use your Sandbox as either allies or guild members?
Should be free, right?
Yeah,
allies,
I would hope it's free.
Allies or guild members, and it should be free.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, just like a sparring mode or something.
And then also to add to that, I think Grande said it either last week or the week before, they either need to increase the number of allies that you have to allow you to include guild members, or just automatically make all guild members your allies. Whatever the scenario is, you should be able to have guild members plus other allies. They need to change that.
Oh, that would be nice if they just you got in a guild, all the guild members are on your list now.
And they should increase it to 100 at least, so that way you can help out 50 dudes, and then you can have your 50 guild members with you.
Agreed. Yay, Grande and I agree on something.
See, I was just getting ready to. We agree more than we disagree. It's just when we disagree, it makes for entertaining YouTube. That's all.
The next question from Paul Bracamonte. He says, Ranger, can you do a story time covering the lore of these new characters for those of us that didn't play Knights of the Republic?
Yes, but I'm not doing that right now.
Okay.
Oh, dude. I'd love that. That'll be so awesome.
I mean, if you go to like Stupendous Wave and some others, I mean, there's stuff out there. I mean, just look it up. I mean,
here's how it's going to start with Ranger. Here's a little story I'm about to tell about 3 bad brothers you know so well.
Oh my God, Grande.
Little Beastie Boys old school.
We could do it during tomorrow's lunch stream.
I would actually
Prince
like
of
to
Bel
put something
Alderon.
together and do a slideshow and stuff. I don't really want to.
Okay, we'll make it more professional.
Yeah, I mean, just talking about it. But there's lots of stuff out there. I mean, there's a lot of videos about that whole time period that you can look up. They're about 20 minutes long, 20, 30 minutes long, and you can get the whole backstory characters and what happens and stuff. So,
and there's also Wikipedia.
Yeah,
you can actually on those read. 3 characters. There is a huge article on each of them of their backgrounds, their powers, how they lost their lives or did not. Amazing.
Oh my God. Guinness Extra Stout wrote story time with Ranger and fishnet stockings.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Do it for Tit's birthday.
I'm not doing that.
I wonder if that would involve a time warp song.
That would be hilarious. Okay. Next question from Alan. So is everyone poo-pooing the Vader and Palpatine reworks in here too? It seems they are great against CLS teams, but not Rey, correct?
I mean, some people love them and are screaming that they're amazing, and some people are saying, I mean, I saw Arnold and them saying that they don't think they're very good. I mean, we'll start with Grande. What do you think, Grande? I mean, from your feedback and things you've seen, what do you think?
I tried them and I wasn't impressed.
Yeah,
but
me and
other
Finn
people
kind of
said
came to
they're
that
amazing.
conclusion today too. But there's some people, last night they were running, they're saying they're amazeballs and stuff. So, I mean, Loki, you have everything. What do you think?
I don't see them being.
I mean, the new Vader stuff is amazing, but it's not.
Yeah, it makes them a little more viable on arena offense, but I mean, it's not going to hold. You're going to drop like a rock. I mean, those weren't the reworks we were looking for. So, does it make them viable in territory wars?
Yeah.
Yes, it helps.
Big time help in dark side territory battles too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I wanted it to be good. I really did. I mean, I'm a big Vader fan, but he needed more. It's just not there.
Yeah.
I mean, even the speed, man. The speed sounded so great, but he's I don't know. There's something missing. So
I still like them. I just don't think their Zetas are worth it.
Yeah.
They're up to level 7 abilities on all of the stuff is really good. The Zetas themselves are kind of yeah. I'd rather save them. I like their reworks overall, actually.
Yeah. All right, next question.
Next question from John Moran. Can the new raid reward be a furious Finn throwing forks?
Oh. That'd be amazing.
I would love it too. If CG is listening, if you introduce a pork character, can you just give him an ability that has the word Finn with 2 N's in there? Just throw it in there.
Name him Finn.
Yeah, you can have an ability just
stroke
called
him
Finn.
and call him George.
Yeah. Everybody else will think that it has something to do with Finn in the movie, but for me, we all know.
We'll know.
Mm-hmm. Next one from Addicts Mathma. So he said, could it be that the person who wrote the announcement didn't fully understand the mechanic and its purpose? So this is going back to what we were talking about the tiebreaker.
Yeah,
and
maybe we should just wait until
talk about that. We could also rephrase that question another way. It could be the reader who read the announcement didn't fully understand the mechanic yet. Yes.
No, you're right.
Both accounts. It's totally possible that the person writing or the person reading doesn't fully understand. Totally possible.
Exactly. I do not argue that point. I am reading exactly what they wrote. I'm not interpreting anything at all. It just says we are introducing extra banners for beating a defensive squad the first time. So if it's not giving banners for beating a defensive squad the first time, then their wording sucks.
Is there a disclaimer at this top that says
Nope.
Subject to change?
Nope. There are no disclaimers on this.
I think they have like it's like an invisible disclaimer.
Yes. So now I am expected not only to interpret something that is worded wrong, but to find the hidden disclaimer that things are changed.
That's right, goddammit.
I'm going to tell you, every announcement and every post has a hidden code word, which means this is subject to change. And I'm going to tell you what it is. Are you ready? Here it is. It's one phrase, and if you see this phrase in the announcement, it means it's subject to change. The phrase you're looking for that means it's subject to change
Grande
is if it says Hiya Holotable Heroes. If it says that somewhere in the post, it means the whole post is subject to change.
That's
nope. This was written by CG Carey, not Cozy Spoon.
That's
so that
science. That's science, Finn. You can't argue with science.
It's not on here. It was written by CG Carey, not Cozy Spoon. Hiya Holotable Heroes is not on the
post. That's science. You can't argue with science, Finn.
I'm not. I'm saying it's not on this post.
Oh, well then I can help.
Okay, if there's the words "the" in the post anywhere.
Yeah, there you go.
Or a or it.
I'm not claiming to know how it works. I am just reading exactly what they wrote, and it makes no sense. So if the person who has a CG thing in her name and has dev team listed next to her name on the forums posts something, we should be safe to assume that she is writing it on behalf of CG. Otherwise, she is a rogue employee. So I have to assume that this is written.
Rogue employee.
You don't have to be a rogue employee.
All I think of whenever you say rogue employee is that somebody went postal, man.
Yeah,
Well,
I know.
Ronnie, I think that's science too. You can't argue with that either. I mean, you can't argue with science.
But yeah, it's possible the wording isn't clear and it's not exactly what's happening, but that's shouldn't be on the part of myself or any players that's reading it, because what they wrote is fairly simple and makes no sense. So then they have to change it. So
Okay, next question.
next question is from Alan. So he asks, when is the Marauder event?
Next week, the 15th,
16th.
18? 16? Okay, my
I'm
bad.
looking it
I
up.
don't remember.
I'm getting the exact date right now. Hold on, give me
It's one of
second.
those two.
Yeah. It's somewhere in between those. Somewhere in there.
It's either the 16th or the 18th, but maybe it's the 16th.
It is. Crap, where's the post? I'm pretty sure it's the 16th. Here's the 2.7 update. There it is. The 16th. It'll begin February 16th. Okay, so we have that done. Then, let's see, next question is from Bradzo Swgoh. So he asks Loki, so regarding your theory about the raid rewards, instead of it being RNG for getting the different shards, what if it was a raid where in the middle of the raid you had to pick a specific route and that route gave you shards for each of the different characters? So if you went down one route, you would kill X for one, and if you went down another one, you'd kill Y for another character shards.
I can see them doing something like that. And the map would kind of look like Galactic War. So you have 2 treasure boxes at the end of 2 of the locations. I could see that. Or 3
That
locations.
actually
you know?
sounds like it
You
would be
fight
fun.
Nihilus and then Scion and then Treya. You know, like that would be kind of fun. Kind of like a
Yeah.
pick your own adventure. But then the treasure boxes are all RNG too. So you could have one treasure box that gives like 10 Zetas or something like that. That would be kind of cool.
That would be pretty cool.
I'm like,
I don't
okay,
know.
Loki, you go first and tell me where they're at. Right.
I'd be curious. Yeah, I mean, I could totally see that, right? Where they have a map. You know, it's like a mini map.
That'd be cool.
And then what? The guild leader or the officer picks the location? I don't know. You know? That'd be kind of fun.
Hear that, CG? Take notes.
Science.
All right.
That would be awesome.
Let's go with the next question. It's from Dexatronic, and he asks, what are some good hard counters to the reworked Vader and Palpatine?
Everything.
Well, let's see here.
Go
Against
down the list.
an
What
EP
teams
lead?
are meta? They win.
Well,
I wouldn't say that
I would.
necessarily.
That's science.
not really.
I played GK Barris. GK Barris doesn't do well against Emperor Palpatine. They just go really fast and put the dots. It doesn't do well. I did do a Night Sister team, and I replaced Kenobi with Thrawn, and it did well. It didn't actually do well with Kenobi for some reason. So I put in Thrawn, and Thrawn worked really well. Once you like fracture Palpatine, it kind of just dies. So I like Night Sisters with Thrawn personally.
I just end up putting Maul in one of my teams, and it once you shut down that turn meter gain, it's all over for the EP lead teams.
Ooh, I could use Logray.
That one works too. So does Holdo.
With the Night Sisters. Oh yeah, Holdo too. That would be pretty cool.
As for Vader, you can beat him with the current meta, because for some strange reason they broke his leadership to where his DOTs and the speed down does not stick to Rey. It doesn't get reapplied. So
Right.
yeah.
Next question is from TJ. When do we get new PvE battles?
No idea. Oh yeah. it's
Probably with
called-
the level increase, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Makes
Ship
I'm
sense.
sure
team.
we'll get another one. Yeah. New levels on light side, hard dark side, and Cantina battles. We'll get to, what is it, level, we're at 8 now, right? So it would be level 9.
I believe so. Yes. Yeah. Say. Eh.
So yeah, that could be coming right with the level increase. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Probably with new characters as well thrown into there. So
more extremely hard light side nodes to lock all the good dark side characters behind.
Of course. Next question from Blake Ward. So if Scion and Treya are the new raid rewards, do you think we will get the option of choosing different paths during the raid fight, or will be able to unlock both of them?
I don't know. It's a great question. I mean, it could go either path. I mean, we had Loki give his spiel on what it could be. I mean, there's just so much there. I mean, it's...
What if they decide just to troll us all and just give us Nyla shards?
Then I quit.
Jesus.
Then I quit.
I don't know. Like right now, all this is it's all theory crafting right now. We're theory crafting what's going to go on in this thing.
Yeah.
You know,
and we're assuming that we're getting them, right? Like they said we're fighting them, but we don't get the AAT. We don't get Grievous. We don't get Rancor shards. We get like some other thing.
Yeah, that's true. But Grievous is in other places. I mean...
Well, I'm saying
we don't get
not
the Rancor
necessarily the
stuff.
characters we're getting from this.
Yeah.
They have the triumvirate in the raid, but we don't actually ever get the actual raid target as our reward.
I mean, this is true. I mean,
so it could just be something completely random.
Like I think it would probably be like we already have, where the character that you get as a reward pertains to that era that the raid happened in, like Rancor, you know, for OG Han, Return of the Jedi, and stuff like that. And then you get the tank, which is Clone Wars era for General Kenobi. This one, it would only be logical to come to the conclusion that it's got to be an Old Republic character.
But could it be something like Malgus, where you're not getting Scion, you're not getting Treya, we already have Nihilus? It's actually just something else.
I wouldn't be upset with that. I really wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
Because it seems like it might fit for it to be something like Malgus, because we never get the raid targets. That's what I was just thinking about as we're going through all of these questions, because we never actually got them. We got something related to, but ancillary to the actual...
Well, General Kenobi made sense for the Heroic AT, because it was a Clone War errors and all that stuff, right? OG Han, a little bit, you know, I mean, it was around that time period, so not directly, but, you know.
Yeah. But again, they weren't the actual targets, right? This one, I think I don't remember the exact wording, but I think they said we're fighting Treya, Scion, and Nihilus, right?
Yeah. Players take on the triumvirate.
OG Han was in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, but the Rancor, but he wasn't that version of Han.
He was Carbonite Han, man.
Yeah, he was. Have to let out a big fart Han.
That's the Han that we get when we go to the mythic Rancor.
I've been in Carbonite frozen for a month. Somebody get me
like
a freaking sandwich.
Peter's like, oh, sorry.
No. You're gonna get a Han in Carbonite, and finally we will have synergy with Ugnuts.
Well, that just makes Finn happy.
Well, it at least let me have use of Ugnut, who I farmed before Heroic AAT, so that would make me happy. He's just kind of sitting there doing nothing. All right. Next question is from Lunchbox X. So Lunchbox X asks, Loki, do you think Night Sisters under Ventress will still do well against the new Zeta changes of Vader and Palpatine?
Yes, definitely.
Have you had a chance to test it yet, or?
There's a couple of Vaders on my shard, but they're like number 30, so I'm waiting for them to climb.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not seeing a big impact on my shard. Honestly, I think people tried them last night, and then they went back to whatever they were running so they can climb. I think it's gonna do. I think the new Vader, the new Palpatine do really well on offense, but again, you're just gonna get targeted. Everybody wants to try it, and these guys are dropping 30s, 40s. I'm looking right now, so I don't know. It's not holding. I don't know who the better leader is. That's the problem. I mean, I really want Vader to be good as lead, but I think you get more from Palpatine because of the turn meter game. But versus Night Sisters, I mean, I can still auto them whenever they show up within range.
Okay. Next question is from swgoh Xylo Takedown. And yes, I was thinking for raid rewards, it would be more than one random tune, drops out of maybe 3 tunes perhaps. So what if they do include Nihilus as a potential drop, but you get like all of them?
I don't know if I'd like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, he's already farmable.
But you would get all 3.
I mean,
so it's not
I'd
just
feel...
Nihilus.
I'd feel very, very pissed off if I missed out on Scion shards and Treya shards and only got Nihilus.
Well, I think
I'd
what
be
he's saying is
extraordinarily
it's all 3.
pissed.
Don't think about one of the 3. I think he's saying you get all 3 tunes. So instead of, let's say, 6 Han shards, you get like 2 Treya, you get 2 Scion, and you get 2 Nihilus.
I don't think CG's that that nice would be that nice to us.
Is it nice though? You get less shards of each one, so they stay like unlocked so much longer.
That's what they want.
Mm-hmm. Like the time to get all 3 of them to 7 stars would be the same, but to get it to the point where you could even start gearing them would take longer, and each star would take that much longer for each character too.
Yeah, because it'll keep players in the game. That's why they don't want people to unlock this thing in a month, right?
Yeah.
This has to be a year farm, is the way I see it.
Yeah. I'm doing Phase 4 of the Heroic AAT. Who should I run? I did Phase 3 with Jedi Training Raid Team with
Kibo lead, Chirpa, Ugnaught, Mob Enforcer, and Cup.
No. Can I get a real team?
You're saying Phase 4?
Phase 4.
Run Troopers. How are your Troopers?
They're like gear 10, 11. I got a Zayd on Veers.
Can try it, man.
Yeah, why not?
I run them.
Okay. I just wanted
don't death mark the hull, because then all your troopers are going to attack the hull. That's the only issue. So if you're going to use Death Trooper, don't death mark the hull by mistake.
Yeah, just
but your snow
death
trooper
mark
is
the
going to
turret.
like AoE a lot, which is why it takes down the turrets. It takes down the B2s like pretty quick once he gets like beefed up. You have Stark too?
He's only 6 stars. It's not...
Oh, you know what? Then never mind. Don't even run it. I thought you had a 7 star start.
Without Stark, yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay, who should I run then?
Run the Akbar team. Go Akbar, BB-8.
I just used BB-8
Thrawn.
in Phase 3. I used that team in Phase 3.
Clones and Leia.
Princess Zodi? I haven't seen anybody use that in a long time.
I don't think I have a Zayd on Zodi.
You could go classic Wigs.
You could.
So, yeah, so
Wigs with Ezra.
With like Ezra, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull up the...
What is it? Wigs, Ezra, Lando.
Who's and Jen?
No, not for.
I think you want to dispel it, right? So Akbar.
You already used Akbar.
Who's the leader? Wigs?
Oh, you used Akbar?
No, I haven't used Akbar. So who am I running?
Whoa, you haven't used Akbar yet?
No.
Run Akbar.
Yeah, but he's only good with BB-8. That's the thing.
Yeah, I don't
you have R2?
No, I just used Jedi Training Raid, BB-8, R2, Thrawn, and CLS for Phase 3. I cleared
Raid Han?
Yeah, I got Raid Han.
Yeah, so run that team. So go Wedge lead, Lando, Biggs, Ezra, and Raid Han.
Yep, that'll work. That'll be a good team.
And then pop Raid Han's buff before the
AoE.
bombers come, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, we'll give it a shot. I just wanted to, since I'm doing an heroic AAT, might as well just,
Yeah, that should be pretty fun.
Oh my goddamn Lando.
I got caught up in my territory war, so I forgot to post a 0 earlier today in my heroic AAT.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops.
All right, we're going in. We'll use this team. Let's get some more questions.
We're getting low on questions here, so
that's okay.
We haven't. We want to make sure we don't run over into Nerf herders.
They don't start for another hour. I mean, Jesus.
Oh, that's right. They all got to get drunk.
We're their lead-in show. 5 minutes. So TJ asked, when do you think the level cap increases? So I think we said that's when the raid. So when do you think the raid is going to drop?
Ooh, don't know.
Middle of March.
That seems reasonable.
This might be what they're going to CG for. what the Game Changers are going for.
Mhm.
Maybe they'll have a release date for us after they get back.
Yeah.
That's that's a logical. I'm having problems talking because I already started drinking. I'm sorry.
Getting ready for the Nerf herders, huh?
Yeah, I think middle of March is probably a safe bet at this point. Spring break with the new Sith Raid. I can see that.
That'd be cool.
Bearded Fett. So he says, who do I gear 12 next? Nihilus or Thrawn?
Thrawn.
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 Day.
Mm-hmm.
Nihilus works at gear 9.
Yeah.
Nihilus is awesome, but Thrawn is, more versatile than Nihilus.
And hopefully you have Thrawn's ship also, because then it makes a difference for the capital ship too.
Oh yeah.
Hey, with all the Sith coming in, we could get a Sith capital ship.
What would be a Sith capital ship?
Malgus's Sith cruiser, the what was it? The Valor?
But then we would need to get Malgus, right? I can't think of anybody in the game right now that would get a capital ship except, we already have Tarkin, but he's Empire. I can't think of a Sith that would get a capital ship.
Well, didn't Nihilus have one? I think he had a Sith destroyer. I don't remember though.
Ranger, did Nihilus have a capital ship?
I don't believe he did. No.
He didn't need it. He could fly, I think.
The destroyed planets along his path. He doesn't give crap.
He ate planets. Yeah, Jesus.
Let's see. All right. I think that's pretty much everything. swgoh Xylo Takedown asks, is anybody running Night Sisters with the Hermit Yoda?
Oh, I
That's
haven't
an interesting
tried that.
combo. Have you played around with that one, Loki? I know you were playing around with that fifth spot a little bit.
My Hermit Yoda is 5-star. I don't know. It doesn't work for me. So you lose the other Taunter. He gets his heals off a couple times, but that's about it. It's nothing impressive. I think the AI always gives a zombie the buff, and then zombie dies, comes back, doesn't have the buff, and it just automatically keeps going to her. So I think the AI's kind of broke on it. At least that's what some of my shard mates said.
That actually is not surprising.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like
the AI not working.
That's like First Order Executioner does the same thing. He always attacks zombie, so they got to fix his AI on defense too. He gets 100% turn meter. He gets the health bonus stacking, but then he just keeps attacking zombie because she's the lowest health pool. Well,
that's good to know because I've been working on getting my Executioner up.
Yeah, he's not very good on. I don't think he's good on defense. It's a great team to use in territory wars on offense, I think. So.
But it's good to know that the AI doesn't know how to use them yet.
No, they really need to fix that because he won't attack anybody else if somebody with Night Sisters attacks him.
So I think we have 2 more questions, and then we can probably start wrapping it up here. The first question is from Darth Talon, who asks, what will happen to the level cap when the level cap increases? So Omegas right now are between 78 and 80, and Zetas go from 82 to 84. If they increase the level cap, what do you think they're going to do with the abilities? That's pretty interesting. Are they going to make you need more Zetas? Are they going to introduce a new ability mat? They'll probably introduce level 9, right? So you'll get a whole new set of abilities probably for all the characters.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question.
I think that. Ugh.
I would hope we don't get any increase because we still don't have enough Zetas to finish off all of the characters.
What are you talking about, Zetas? I don't have enough Omegas, man. Omega.
Yeah, it's pretty sad when you go through the Zeta challenge hoping for Omegas and not Zetas.
It's pretty sad when you run all of Galactic War praying that in the last 2 nodes you might get an Omega.
Oh, I don't know if we discussed this fully, Grande. Have you bought the ability mats mega pack?
Every day, all day, and twice on Sundays.
Yeah, so you think it's worth it for people to buy it for the Omegas? Have you gotten anything more than the minimum on it?
Once I've gotten more than the minimum.
On how many purchases?
I don't know. I've purchased it every time it's available. So,
okay.
I still think it's worth it.
Yeah, I mean, 1,700 for it.
It's 9 Omegas. That's one more than if you did the Omega Challenge, which, by the way, if you refresh the Omega Challenge, you would get 4 Omegas. You'd get 4 Omegas for 1,600. And now we're getting 9 for 1,700. So it's a better deal to buy the packs than it would be to refresh the Omega Challenge. By the way, I refresh the Omega Challenge once every time it comes around.
All right. And then last question is from our other RSG compatriot who is currently at a basketball game with Duke and UNC, Miss Titzbeck Benham. And she asks, so for the raid team that Ranger is running right now in Phase 4, if you don't have Han Solo, who would be another person you can sub in?
So
for running Wedge, damage? Lead. Yeah, so Wedge, Biggs, Lando, Ezra, and who as a fifth?
When in doubt, CLS.
CLS.
If you have CLS.
If you have CLS, yeah. So what if you don't have CLS too?
Oh, GK. What if you don't have GK? Stormtrooper Han.
Is Stormtrooper Han worth it in that? Because the side cannons will just dispel his taunt, right?
That's true.
Maybe, how about Chopper?
Ooh, Chopper might work. Yeah,
Chopper could be good. I was thinking I liked Akbar in that for the other team, simply just for the dispel of all those dots.
More dots.
Or maybe Fulcrum. Fulcrum might do well there too.
More dots.
Yeah, Fulcrum could do well. You need, actually, so if you drop Han, you need a character that does AoE buffs. Otherwise, you're screwed.
Oh, good point.
Han is the one doing all the crit chance, so you need somebody with that. So
Leia? Leia would do it.
You would need a Leia. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else that would fit to be able to get buffs that quickly. Yeah, I think Leia is probably the best substitute because you need somebody for the buffs.
You can go Churrit.
Leia would be really good.
Yeah, you could put Churrit in there and then maybe drop. I don't know if you'd want to maybe drop Ezra for Baze for some tankiness.
Counterattack puts the speed down on, does his AoE dispels, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, we have people saying Leia and Churrit and Baze a lot in the chat. And then, yeah. Because you need those buffs, otherwise you're screwed.
And then?
What?
And then?
That's it for questions.
Okay.
We have one other question, but we won't answer it here just to let him know. So Reaper asked a question about a roster review. If you come onto our Discord and you put your GG, your swgoh.gg link in there, we'll be able to review it. Or if we're not, we have a lot of people that are on the Discord that'll be able to help you too. So hop on the RSG Discord, just ask for help. There's a question and answer section. You ask a question, either we'll answer it or one of the community members will answer it. We have a really good community. We
just have Grande mispronounce your name and then you get a free one.
And if you want mods, we do have the mod signal to signal Grande. So.
All right. So we can end it there. So thank you everybody for hanging out with us. I hope everybody got a chance to say what they wanted to say. Finn's wrong. That's all I want to point out. That was the theme of tonight's stream. No, I'm just messing around. But thank you for joining, everybody being here. We had like 160, almost 170 people watching us right now. Wow. Check out the Nerf Herder channel. They're coming up next at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. I don't know what time it is there. They're in Canada and they're all communists, so I don't really know. So,
well, Team Money.
No, I think Teals is in San Francisco.
Teals is in San Francisco, and good old Maurice is in North Carolina, if I remember correctly. So they're all spread around.
So Team Money is the
No,
only...
but I think Teals runs it though, right? He runs it from his hardware. So
is it Teals or is it Darth Bob? One of them runs
Teals hosts it.
Teals hosts it. Okay.
Okay, so anyway, check out the Filthy Canadian Communists at 10:30 Eastern. I'm kidding. Love those guys. They put out good stuff. They have fun. T Money is a hoot. It's my girl, my Alky buddy. Thank you guys for checking us out. Make sure you subscribe so you can get the latest content. We'll be doing the lunch stream tomorrow. We got the Jedi Academy coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern on Saturday, and then we've got the Saturday night stream, which will be the Tits Happy Birthday celebration.
Teals is getting mad.
Why?
He's in Sacramento. He wants to make it very clear.
Oh, well, we're sorry.
He is in Sacramento. He's actually sent pictures of him near the CG office. I think that's actually his picture on YouTube.
Sorry, Tails. Blame Finn.
To me, man.
Or Loki, whoever said it.
Jose, Sacramento, it's all the same.
You know, just say U.S.
And also to Dark Aryak. Doc Aryak had guessed about the Sith Raid, so I'll give him a shout out. He had mentioned that he thought a Sith Raid was...
Yeah, we just thought it was a raid. So. We just didn't guess it was... We thought it was Malgus or something, so we were wrong. But also, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, support the channel. If you want to listen to this after this, you can check us out on YouTube, of course, or you can go to the podcast store on iTunes, and you can download and listen to this one at your leisurely pleasure. We got the store, so if you got merchandise, check it out. You can get merchandise, and from there, you can support the channel by donating on the homepage and support our channel. We use all the money, the proceeds, go back into the channel to get better stuff and keep doing what we're doing with all these streams and everything. What am I missing? If you have got if you got a shirt or something, we've got a channel in the Discord that you can go pimp your stuff out there. We'll take those pictures. We're going to put something together for that. Also, if you got questions that we didn't get to tonight, just come to the Discord. It's in the link below. All the links are down below, and you can come there and get your answers, your questions answered, and that's how it works. So on behalf of myself, the beerless one, Frenchie Grande Patron, well, I think Grande Patron in French is Grande Patron. So, Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman, Loki the Lightsaber Builder, and of course our good buddy Grim. Thank you guys for all being here tonight. Really appreciate you guys. You guys be safe, and we will check you guys out later. Peace.
Oh, wait.
What?
Wait. Tispec Venom points out something. We need to pimp out the phone number. If you guys have any questions and you guys want to be on the stream, call the number at the bottom of the screen there. It's RSG4 Revan with 2 V's. So that's 774-473-8826. RSG, the number 4, and then Revan with 2 V's so we don't get copyright. So RSG4 Revan, call it now, ask your questions. We may answer them on the stream.
There you go. All right, everybody be safe. Appreciate you guys. Take care, and we'll holler at you later.